me review what we have learned in our last class. In our last class, we have learned one of the basic neuron model, Atkin-Huxley neuron model. Atkin-Huxley model, how it is modeled, we have learned in our last class. Let me review. Last class. So here Atkin-Huxley model is based on action potential. It is based on action potential, which was discovered by two scientists named Alan Huxley and Andrew Huxley. It is purely based on the action potential, ionic concentration variation. So whenever there is threshold of excitation, the N plus ion channel will be very is someone disturbance is coming. So when the axions are excited, V spikes because sodium and potassium ions flow through the cell membrane. And here axion is excited. When the axion is excited, we get your sodium and potassium ions flow through the membrane. So this spike is indicating your opening and closing of the channels. The sodium channel is open. The sodium ions begins to enter the cell. At point 2, the potassium channel is open, so potassium begins to leave the cell. At point 3, the sodium plus channel becomes refractory. No more sodium ions are entering the cell, and it is again decreasing. K plus ions come to cell, which causes membrane potential to return to resting level. So at five, fifth point, the K plus channel closes and Na plus channel resets. Hope I am audible to everyone. Yes? Is my voice clear? Yes? So, in last class we have learned this model of neuron. Atkin-Huxley model of neuron. So here they designed this model in 1952 and they received a Nobel Prize in 1963. Okay. I am reviewing as some of your friends are still joining. Let me review your last class. So based on the action potential of ion concentration, this this neuron model is built up. So this picture is showing your electrochemical equilibrium in which the ions will be moving. There will be electrical gradient built up by the sodium, potassium, and chlorine ions. Even there will be protein content also in the cell membrane. So there is action potential in the axial membrane, the potential difference V in minus V out. When the axion is excited, V spikes because it will be having sodium ions and potassium ions flowing through the membrane. Okay. So based on this concept of flow of sodium and potassium ions, this model of neuron is built up. The circuit model for axion membrane. Actually, the axion membrane, the conduct resistor represents the ion channels. Capacitor represents the membrane to store charge. The capacitor represents the ability of the membrane to store charge. So, in the lipid bilayer, you are modeling lipid bilayer is a capacitor, resistor, and a voltage source. The, the conductors or resistor represents the ion channels. Okay, here your conductor or resistor is representing the ion channels, whereas your capacitor represents the membrane which stores charge. So using the physical relationship in a circuit, Ohm's law and Faraday's law, we can derive the equations. So in parallel, there will be circuit elements, the elements in parallel representing the conductance of sodium, conductance of potassium, conductance of chlorine, and your capacitor. Okay, so using these three elements in parallel, the total current flowing through the parallel components will be sum of the currents in each branch. So voltage across each branch will be the same. So using differentiating Faraday's law, we get 1 by C I1, I2, I3. So I just modeling of your Hutchin-Huxley model for different ion concentration. For different ion concentration. Okay. So voltage dependent equations we have already, gating variables we have already learned this in our previous class. In our previous class we have learned these things and we have derived the how this model will be predicting action potential, depolarization and repolarization. There will be two phenomena occurring, depolarization and repolarization. Okay, so you need to draw the electrical equivalent circuit for your neuron model. Okay, and you need to derive the equations. You need to correlate with the neuron elements. That is the very basic fundamental neuron model. Next one is your integrate and fire neuron model. Integrate and fire neuron model. So in this integrate and fire neuron model, you will be having triggering pulse. Okay, triggering pulse which is being which is indicating the membrane potential. Okay, here if you are assuming a noise-free neuron containing internal variable like membrane potential, the membrane potential is indicated with V of t. The membrane potential is indicated with V of t. Rate of change of V is indicating your stimulus signal, okay, which is nothing but the ionic current, which can be related with dV by dt is equal to S of t, where S of t is greater than 0. Whenever V reaches critical threshold, a nerve pulse is fired. Okay, whenever your V, the membrane potential is reaching a threshold value, the nerve impulse is fired. Okay, so here we are utilizing the concept of integrate and fire. Okay, after firing, the system will be resetting back to its starting value. Okay, suppose we are considering this equation. V of t is equal, V of t is equal to integral t1 to t s of t dt. Okay, whenever you are getting a threshold value, then only your nerve impulse is fired. So in the simple model of stimulus versus firing frequency, here it is firing frequency. The ratio is correlated with the relation of your threshold. F is equal to stimulus signal by threshold theta, S by theta. So simple schematic diagram for this integrate and fire neuron model is given like this. A neuron which is enclosed by cell membrane. See, in this dotted line is indicating your neuron fire, integrate and fire neuron model. Okay, big circle. A neuron which is enclosed by cell membrane is receiving a input current. After receiving input current, it will be increasing the electrical charge inside the cell. So the cell membrane acts like a capacitor in parallel with the resistor is in line with the battery potential. Okay, the voltage across the capacitor is compared with the V to whatever voltage the capacitor is charged. That voltage is compared with the voltage V. If it is equal or more, a pulse is generated. Okay, a pulse is generated. That is a pulse shown here. Impulse shown here. Delta of t minus t1 of f. Okay, whenever your charged voltage across the capacitor is compared with the applied voltage, this one here, this voltage is always compared with the charged voltage of this capacitor. If the voltage across the capacitor is greater or equal to the voltage V, then a pulse is generated. Okay, so whenever a input signal is given. Input signal is given. Your RC circuit will be charged. Okay, voltage across the capacitance is compared with the threshold value. So if your U of t is equal to V, then an output pulse is generated. This is the important circuit. You need to draw this schematic diagram of integrate and fire model. You should draw this integrate and fire neuron model schematic diagram, which consists of very simple circuit, an RC circuit in parallel with voltage. Okay, so how this signal spike is built up. Some So at the next instant of firing T2, the value theta will be from T1 integral T1 to T2 S of t dt. Assuming S of t is constant. So delta of t is defined as T2 minus T1. The spike frequency is given by reciprocal of 1 delta of t, which is mentioned as S by theta. This spike frequency is usually the ratio of stimulus to threshold value, that is S by theta. So here you can visualize in the picture, you are integrating first. Okay, whenever you are getting an input signal, you are considering the integration of your integral signal, and then once the signal is receiving an input, it will be firing and building up a membrane potential. Once this membrane potential is built up, it will be back to reset value. Okay, reset value. So an approximated spike from the integrate fire neuron model is mentioned here. Okay, for charging it will be taking some time. So slow transition is occurring from minus 60 millivolts to around 20 millivolts. So again back to ground level. Again back to ground level. You may be taking some span of time, 100 milliseconds. Okay. The output waveform or spike generated in the integrate fire neuron model is mentioned here. It is mentioned like this. Okay. Please note on this. Next, membrane voltage equations. In the membrane voltage equations, you need to first draw the circuit. In the circuit, you have capacitor, resistor, voltage source, and current source. So, using current and voltage relations, I is equal to G into V, where G is the conductance. IC is equal to Cm into dVm by dt, where Cm is C is indicating membrane capacitance. Okay, Vm is indicating voltage. So whenever your capacitor is modeling membrane, resistor is modeling leakage. So totally you are having IN, input current is equal to IC plus ILK, that is leakage. So replacing your IC with capacitance and voltage terms, your leakage current is indicated with conductor and potential variation Vm minus E1K. Okay, so here please note down these equations. All of you please note down these equations. So when Vm reaches threshold value, if V infinity is greater than V threshold, is the minimum current for spiking. When the voltage across the capacitor is reaching your threshold value, you will get your minimum current for the spiking. Again, once your minimum current is achieved, you get a spike. Will be set back to reset value.
మొత్తం మాటలే మీ ముందు మీ నాటకాలు వేస్తున్నాడు చేస్తున్నాడు చేస్తున్నాడు.
So the membrane voltage is reset, and when it reaches its threshold value, at the time instant a spike is given. Okay, please note down these waveforms and the equations also. All of you please note down this. Okay, so there are multiple number of integrate and fire neuron models. Nearly 20 models are there based on the activation functions. So that is not there in your syllabus. Only this basic thing is enough for you. Okay, you need to draw this schematic diagram of integrate and fire model, and you need to write this equations and the spike frequency is ratio of stimulus to threshold. Membrane voltage equation. You need to represent this electrical circuit and current voltage relations and model this capacitor and resistors and derive the membrane voltage which is reset when threshold is achieved. So another model is a spiking neuron model. Okay, apart from this integrate and fire neuron model, one more model is your spiking neuron model. Scientist named Tistler demonstrated that Hutkin and Huxley model can be reproduced. The same model can be reproduced with 90% accuracy by single variable model. Okay, so here the non-linear model of spike generation is reduced to single ordinary differential equation. So here in this structure of spiking neuron model, the dendritic trees are neglected. Okay, here the most common model used is leaky integrate and fire model. As I have mentioned earlier, there are 20 number of integrate and fire models. Okay, among them, the best and most possible suitable model is your leaky integrate and fire model. Okay, you can observe this waveform. Okay, membrane potential behavior during a spike, starting from minus 70 millivolts, reaching plus 30 millivolts, again coming back, resetting, resting potential. Okay, some of them want to be slow, bit slow. You can note down, take your time, a few minutes. This circuit, this potential equation, schematic diagram for integrate and fire model. Okay, please note down. 2 minutes you can take time and note down this. So in your first unit, you are learning only comparison, starting comparison between. Okay, I'll slow down. You can note down. Okay, only 3 basic models we'll be learning in this first unit. First one, in last class we have learned Huxley neuron model. Okay, and next one is integrate and fire neuron model, and the third one is spiking neuron model. Very basic thing. The total thing is based on the biological neuron of human being. Okay, how the biological neuron of human being is operating. Basic parts in the biological neuron are dendrites, soma, axon, and synapse. That is axon terminals. Dendrites are tree-like structures. Dendrites are tree-like structures which will be getting your input signal. Soma or your cell body which will be acting like a processor. See, it will be processing the information. And next, your axon will be transmitting the processed signal to other neuron using the synapse component, which is having chemical transition, electrochemical transition between axon terminals and other dendrites where they receive the inputs. Okay, so next, hope all of you have noted down this. Integrate, fire, and reset. Okay, you are integrating. Once you are getting minimum current for your spike, the neuron will be getting fired. That is, it will be starting. It will be on, switched on, and soon after it is achieving its spike, it will be again reset back. So when membrane voltage is achieved threshold value, it will be triggering, that is switching on, and again it is back to off, switching off. Very simple if you are remembering this graph. Okay, Vm is your membrane potential. Whenever Vm is reaching threshold value, Vth, here we can observe, your neuron will be fired to a potential with an impulse. You know the basic impulse signal, it will be existing for a fraction of period. Okay, so after the impulse signal is produced, it will be again reset back. For positive feedback, it will be taking a little more span of time. You can observe the time duration for both these waveforms. Okay, for positive feedback, it is taking a little more time for integrating and inflection before it is producing your impulse signal. So soon after the impulse is produced, it is again back to reset value. Okay, hope it is clear for everyone. The membrane voltage equation, intercellular, extracellular, both you need to draw this circuit also. Next and the last model is your spiking neuron model. The other here, the spiking neuron model is just the reproduction of your Hutchin-Huxley model with 90% accuracy with a single variable model. Okay, here the nonlinear neuron model of spike generation is reduced to single ordinary differential equation. Okay, single ordinary differential equation. The special structure is the dendritic trees are neglected in this spiking neuron model. The most common model for this is leaky integrate and fire model. Okay, where you are writing the differential equation for membrane potential as IE minus Vm by Rm is equal to Cm dVm by dt, and the membrane potential is as shown in this graphical form. Okay, once your membrane potential is reaching threshold value, you have your spike generation or impulse generation, and once it is reset, it will be back to resting potential. Okay, so these are the three basic neuron models you need to learn in your syllabus. Next, already we have discussed this, the characteristics of ANN, which may be asked for 3 marks. Okay, neural networks exhibit mapping capabilities. They can map input patterns to their output patterns. These neural networks can map input patterns to output patterns. Neural networks learn by examples. The learning process can be supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced type. These learning procedures, which we will be learning in our second unit. Okay, some of the characteristics of artificial neural networks. They exhibit mapping capabilities. First one, they learn by examples. The learning procedures are supervised, means monitored by some component. Unsupervised, no monitoring. Reinforced, it will be forced or enforced by some external components. Okay, those things in clear detail we'll be learning in our next coming classes. Neural networks can be trained with known examples of problem before they are tested for ability of referring. Okay, they have the capability to generalize. They can predict outcomes based on past patterns or past conditions. They are fault tolerant and robust. They can recall full patterns from incomplete or partial or noisy patterns available. Okay, this is one of the most added features for your ANN. They can recall complete pattern from the incomplete or partially or noisy patterns. They process information at high speed in parallel, and they process. Okay, neural networks will be processing information at high speed in parallel and distributed manner also. These are the 7 characteristics of ANN. You may be asked this for either 3 marks or 4 marks. This thing already we have learned in our previous class. Okay, totally we have learned 4 neuron models. McHale-Pitts neuron model, first one. Hodgkin-Huxley chain neuron model. Second one, integrate and fire neuron model. And last one, spiking neuron model. Some of the applications of artificial neural network: pattern recognition. Okay, pattern recognition. See, you might be observing the biometric machines. Okay, already people's record data will be present in the system. So whenever one person is coming and making his thumb impression, it will be identifying his code, employee code, and if it is matching, it will be giving you response. Okay, matched, like that. Okay, like that. There are different sort of pattern recognitions which are used in practice. Next, images, handwriting, and speech recognition also. You can go for image analyzations or handwriting. Suppose if you are going for a for transaction in a bank, if you want to go and make a transaction in a bank, okay, if you are account holder in that bank, the bank person will be cross checking your signature signed on the form you have given, and already it is recorded in the bank system. If it is matching only, he will go through and complete that transaction. If there is any mismatch in the signature, he will ask you to re-sign the form. Yes or no? So in such cases also, this artificial neural network can be used. Forecasting and risk assessment. Suppose if you are going for load forecasting, okay, load forecasting. Apart from your weather forecasting, load, electrical load forecasting. See, present day, you are able to get complete electrical supply for all 24 hours. Is it possible to supply the same additional amount of power which is demanded by the people in future after 20 years? After 20 years, definitely there will be an increase in demand. That percentage increase may be 20% or 30%, like that. Okay, so different types of load forecastings are there. Okay, weekly load forecasting, daily load forecasting, weekly load forecasting, monthly load forecasting, biannual load forecasting, or annual load forecasting, or day ahead load forecasting. So based on the additional demand required by the customers, the power generating people, power generating units, they need to provide sufficient enough power as per the demand required by the people. Okay, and many of the control systems, practical control systems and robotics, these artificial neural networks are used, and we will be learning some of the applications in our last unit. How these artificial neural networks are utilized practically in daily life. Apart from these things, we can go for stock marketing, trading in stock marketing, and banking sector also. We can utilize this artificial neural networks. Okay, some of the applications which you may be asked for 2 months. So history, going back to the history of artificial neural networks. In 1938, okay, scientist named Rashevsky described neural activation dynamics by means of differential equations. Okay, 1943, first mathematical model for the biological neuron was built up by McHale and Pitts. In 1949, Herb proposes the learning rule. Repeated activation of one neuron by another strengthens their connection. And coming to in 1958, Rosenwald invents perceptron. Okay, he has invented perceptron by basically adding a learning algorithm using the Macalopit's model. He has introduced a learning algorithm. It's 1958. In 1960, Woodruff and Hoff introduced the Adeline, a simple network trained through gradient descent method. Okay, several number of models were proposed. Among them, you are learning only some basic models. In 1961, Rosenwald proposes a scheme for training multi-layer networks. Okay, in 1960, a simple single-layer network was trained. In 1961, the other scientist he proposed multi-layer networks, but he failed because of non-differentiable node functions. His algorithm was not successful because of the non-differentiable node functions. In 1962, Hubble and Ising discovered properties of visual cortex motivating self-organizing neural network models. Self-organizing neural network models. And in 1963, Novikov proved perceptron convergence theorem. Okay. The perceptron was introduced by Rosenwald in 1958, but it was proved with a theorem in 1963. So coming to 1964, Taylor builds first winner take all neural circuit with inhibitions among output units. And in 1969, Minsky and Papert show the perceptrons are not computationally universal and interest in neural network research decreases. So after a gap of 13 years, 1969 to 82, again another scientist, Hopfield, develops his auto association network, self-organizing network. Cohen proposes self-organizing network. 85, 1885. Three scientists devised a stochastic network named Boltzmann machine. Okay. And in 86, backpropagation algorithm came into existence, which created new interest in the neural network area. And in 87, counter propagation network was built, and in 88, adaptive resonance theory was proposed. Okay, and there are many other inventions being designed in day-to-day life. Okay, they are in additional advanced neural networks like deep learning neural networks or reinforced learning neural networks. Hybrid combinations of several algorithms are built up in this neural network area. Okay, only some part of the historical developments in artificial neural networks are mentioned here. So in your first unit, possible questions. Please make a note of this possible 15 questions. Okay, I'll share it to you. You can note down and learn how to answer each question. You need to learn how to answer each question in this unit. Discuss different models of neuron means we will be discussing the models of neuron: single layer neural network, multi-layer neural network, recurrent neural network. Those three things we will be discussing. Okay. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Please type in your chat box if you have any queries. Yes. Hope all of you are able to understand the basic neural network model and some of the neural network models. No queries. Yes. So please make a note of these questions. These are the possible questions in your first unit. Okay. So here we will end and continue in next class, that is in tomorrow's class. No queries.